But anyway, you did watch the presentation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you excited?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be excited because I feel like that's how they get you, and then they're like, congratulations, we know how to make a good trailer. Here's your poop. But I am very excited about it.
I could see Koraidon becoming my new favorite legendary, and also I might use him in my playthrough for once. Because he just seems like such a cool dude.
That's the box legendary for yours?
Yeah.
Okay. I like the more purplish one personally. But yeah, no, I am wondering how, because it just seems like they give you that. They're like, yeah, here you go, box legendary. But I'm gonna guess it's one of those things where it's like, they'll help you on your journey, and by the end, if you show that you're a really cool guy, you'll get the chance to catch them. I can't imagine they'd just be like, right out of the gate, it's like, here's your box legendary. So, what'd you think of the new Pokemon they showed?
I like... Is his name Titan?
It's something like that, yeah.
I liked Titan a lot. I would consider using him. I liked Wooper a lot. I consider using him. Despite being a dog person, I wasn't a big fan of the little Fido. His face is a little ugly.
How dare you say that? How dare you
His
say
face
that?
is a little ugly.
Do you not? That is the Pokemon I am currently looking forward to the most.
I thought you hated dogs.
Okay, there's a few things. One, it's fairy, right?
Oh,
So,
why'd I just rain dance?
so I can't hate, I can't completely hate a fairy type unless it's Zacian. Fuck Zacian!
He's just a cool dog.
I hate him. I hate him so much. What a piece of
Blue
crap.
Piece set up now.
And two, you know how I think I mentioned it briefly last week that the one streamer that I like, they graduated from their group, or they left their group, right?
Oh yeah.
She always represented her fan base as bread dogs. And she was also a big Pokemon fan, and the Pokemon that she was known most for using was a Togekiss. So, it is the perfect Pokemon.
I just
Sear off. So I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know. I hope it evolves into something cool, right? Or at least not like ugly.
It's gonna be Aromatisse.
I don't hate Aromatisse as much as most people do. It's not my favorite, don't get me wrong, but I've never been like, I hate Aromatisse. I'm going to throw it off a cliff. But anyway. So, yeah, no. I will likely shiny hunt and breed a perfect Fido. So that could be a stream.
Yeah.
Just trying to get the perfect Fido. I'm coming up with names as we speak, although it is getting to the point where, well, then again, I could do the thing where I don't use too many, like, because I normally use new Pokemon, right, at least until post-game, and then, like, in the last game, I don't think I used any previous Pokemon for my main team. But still, they've shown that, like, 2 out of my 3 top Pokemon are in the game. Hatterene and Gardevoir.
Oh yeah, they had like that little fairy squad thing.
I don't think
Or
it was a
not
fairy
fairy
squad,
squad,
but they
but-
showed the guy's team and he had a Hatterene on it, and then, there was the grotto.
Oh, I
Which-
thought he was the team that had like all the...
I really,
Pokemon you like.
really need your online to not frickin' suck this time.
Was my online bad last time?
No, I mean Nintendo. I don't know whether it
Oh.
was Nintendo or Game Freak's. But do you not remember me sarcastically saying something about that? I think, was that like when the OLED came? I don't know. No, it wasn't the OLED. But I might have switched which Switch I was using, right? I might have switched the model. That might have been when the new battery came out, because I swear, I was playing the game and I was doing the online fine. And then something changed for me, right?
Mhm.
I think it might have been I swapped up to like the Switch 1.5, the one that's exactly the same, it just has the better battery life.
Mhm.
And after that, it would search for me, but it wouldn't find anybody playing Pokemon. And this was like a week or so after it came out, right? So it's like, yes, no one is playing this game that has sold like millions of copies immediately and is the most talked about game right now, right? The grottos were an absolute nightmare. in Sword, just because I would always be stuck with NPCs, and they were like literally NPCs who was like, I have a Magikarp with Splash and Tackle because it's so funny. And it's just like not when you have to do this. And then I think there was like some sort of Pokemon, it was like a Soul Rock or something that didn't know any attacking moves. And the Grottos were just horrible as is, because it's one of those, it's like you would punch them as hard as you could, and then they'd be like, up! You hit your quota today. You can't do any more damage. Oh, were you saving that attack? The Grottos sucked, so I'm really hoping they refine that. Although your weird little jewel Pokemon, like what do they call it, like Terraform or something, or?
Maybe, I don't think it was Terraform, but maybe like Crystallize or something. Something weird. Began with Terra.
Yeah, I might. It could be fun, right? As long as they're not just like it's an HP sponge. It seems like they get like more stab power, and it might change their typing.
Their type, yeah.
So it could be very cool.
I don't like the hats.
The hats are a little silly. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be like, I love the hat. There is something like. It looks like a parade, really. They're just like sparkly, and they have a dumb hat. Yeah, no. But it could be fun, right? I'm not willing to discount that, you know, it could be good. Are you looking forward to the game?
Yeah.
I pre-ordered it for you.
I thought you'd be upset there was more open world.
I need to see how it works. There's like a lot of things that are up in the air, because in that trailer they're like, oh, like one of the 3 paths you can take is like the gym battles, right?
Mm.
I'm like, well, what are the other 2? And I'm guessing 1 is gonna be, you know, like it could just be what they always do. They're just declaring it 3 separate things, where it's like, okay, there's gym battle, there's story, and there's Pokédex. I mean, not in
There's
Sword and...
story.
There's sometimes story.
Yeah, like base amount.
Hey, but yeah, Gen 5 and Gen 7 both had like decently bits. They put stuff into their stories.
For a Pokemon game.
But I'm still just saying it's like the main plot and everything. And I guess since it's open world, it's one of those you can do it in whatever way you want. You can just be like, hey, I'm gonna concentrate on specifically foiling Team Bandito's plots. Or you could try and just be like, I'm just gonna go around and collect all the Pokemon. Or you could be like, I'm gonna get the gym. But yeah. So maybe that's what it is.
Or one might be for the legendaries or something.
It could be, yeah. I mean, that could be based in with the story.
Yeah.
Like, normally they at least add lore to the world and everything. So, yeah, you know what? I think it will be fun. But I've been wrong before. But, yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it at the moment. Although then at the end, didn't they say something like, we're bringing you, like, everything you love about Pokemon or something, right?
Yeah, and more.
I'm just thinking, you're gonna bring back the National Dex? Or Megas, for that matter. We're never gonna see Megas again, are we?
No.
Never.
They were lucky to make it in 2 generations.
2?
I don't know, I guess just Sun and Moon.
I mean, unless we're counting the half games.
Yeah.
It's so disappointing, because it feels like that was the thing that they put a lot of effort into. Because they had new designs and everything. Whereas Z moves, you do some silly poses, right? But yeah, what they're showing so far does look good. I'm trying to remember... Oh, that's the other thing. Did you see the ice person?
Yeah, that's a dude.
Yeah. The internet was...
freaking out.
Yeah, the internet was like... I heard one person like... I still just love that animation. Saying something like, you can't be... No, this character can't be a guy. I've already demoted myself like 3 times to them. There's no way. That's leading to some interesting conversations. But yeah.
Psychic. Wow, that just killed.
I'm kind of... Yeah, I'm interested in seeing how the gym stuff goes. Just like, I guess you can just go around. I wonder if they're gonna do, you know, like a scaling thing, right? Where depending on the order you fight them in, it's like, okay, well, at this point in the game.
I imagine that's how it would work.
Yeah. Or they could do the Pokemon Origins thing. Did you ever see Pokemon Origins?
No.
Yeah, that one was interesting because when he gets to the first, when Red gets to the first gym, right? Brock says, he's like, "Oh, you're from Pallet Town, so this is probably, is this your first or second gym?" And he's like, "Oh, this is my first." He goes, "Okay, I'll use these two," where he had like specific teams set up for depending on where in a journey somebody was, going up against them. So that was pretty neat. Yeah, I'm trying to think, was there anything else in the direct? Like, one other thing I'll say about this gen is they've been doing a good job of not showing us frickin' everything.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, I did really appreciate how they kept on building up excitement for Sun and Moon by showing us stuff, like, every few weeks, right? But, like, by the end of it, I think there were only, like, a half dozen Pokemon we hadn't seen, right? So there's a part of me that does want to see more, but another part of me that's just like, wow. But what I was saying, though, is, if we got all the way to, like, launch and we didn't know a lot about the games, which is going to be impossible because somebody's going to be like, every Pokemon somehow all visible on my thumbnail at once. But, it's still just one of those, I think it would be neat to discover some things. And possibly be disappointed by some things. Could you imagine if Fido grows into something, like, really ugly? And I'm all excited and it's like, oh.
Well, his face is already so ugly.
No, he's cute. Fido is cute. I am going to have a Fido. I'm going to have a team of Fido.
I think it's the first dog Pokemon I'm not going to use on my team.
Did you use Boldhound?
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
I, like, always use the dog because dog's like my favorite
Did you
animal.
use Electrite?
He's, like, weird, but yeah. Because he's, like,
Well,
kind
that's
of a
fine.
dog.
You don't need to use Fido, because I will use Fido. You can use Lechonk.
I don't know if I will or not. I'm not a huge pig person.
I really think that Lechonk, nobody would care if his name was anything besides Lechonk. Because I like Lechonk, but I had to admit that's the only reason why I care. It's like, oh, it's a pig Pokemon. Let's go Lechonk.
Why was Boomo not out?
He died immediately.
No, but I didn't have him set to go out first.
But anyway. Yeah, no, I use... I guess I'm using Sprigatito and Fido. And I don't know besides that, because they haven't shown us too much. Did they show the bird yet?
Well, no.
They showed us the Pikachu clone.
Yeah.
They showed us a variant. I was almost disappointed that they explained that.
What?
Wooper.
Oh, that
Because there was that scene of just Wooper. I'm like, wait a second. Is that a Wooper but a different color? Is there a Wooper regional variant? And they're just like, it's the Wooper regional variant. I'm like, okay. I would have liked to have speculated on that, but thanks. And I mean, it builds hype, so whatever. So what Pokemon are you using, though, so far?
I really like Koraidon. It might be the one time I break my rule of no legends. He's a motorcycle, but he's also got that punk vibe, and I really like it. And also, he's just so derpy. He's got those wheels, but he runs. What a cool guy.
So you're using Quaxley.
Yeah.
And the box legendary, and that's it you picked out? Yeah, that's all you picked out so far?
I like Smoliv. I'll have to see if there's any other grass types I like. I like Satitan. I thought there was one more too. Oh, I like Wooper a lot, but I'll have to see.
Wooper's a J2 Pokemon. Yeah,
I
very
always
insane.
have to leave a spot for a ghost, so.
What if he turns into a poison ghost? Then he just
looks
be
like he could
Gengar.
be dark, but he'll probably be poison ground.
I'm pretty sure they've already said that he's poison ground. Like, they didn't show anything in the trailers, but when you look at Cerebi, I think it's probably up on, like, the Pokemon's official website, right? Because they normally put stuff there. But, yeah, no. From what I recall, what they showed yesterday, Wooper's poison ground, Satitan is ice, just straight ice,
Yeah.
and Fido is fairy. Which, I mean, I probably could have guessed all of those. Maybe Wooper was the only one I was a little, shaky on. I was like, well, is he keeping the water? Is he keeping the ground? But Fido, like, the baked goods, fairy's a weird type, because it's like, oh, are they pretty? They're fairy. Are they somewhat cosmic? They're fairy. Are they a baked good? They're fairy. What do you think the chances are of any of the new Pokemon evolving into a fairy type? Well, the starters evolving into a fairy type.
I feel like if it's any of them, it'll be Sprigatito.
I am pretty sure that Fuecoco will not be fairy. I could see if Quaxley turned into something like marvelous. Maybe. But I'm also thinking that if it's anything, it's going to be Sprigatito. But maybe I don't want that. Maybe I actually want a balanced team. Because I told you what happened in, like, stinking, Sword, right?
You had all fairies.
It wasn't all fairies. I had, like, it was really unbalanced, though. Because I would use Inteleon, I used the Thievul, right? Which Thievul was really good in the beginning.
Yeah, he fell off hard, though. He fell off hard.
Yeah, it was one of those where it's like, congratulations, you have a fully evolved Pokemon very early. And then you get, like, a little over halfway through the game, and like, by the way, it's a 2-form, so it sucks now.
It also wants to be a special attacker, but it only gets, like, Snarl, which isn't great.
But then besides that, I had Wheezing, which I never used. Alchemy, which I would sometimes use. And then I had, like, Hatterene and Rapidash were my two main Pokemon. I would use Hatterene, Inteleon, and Rapidash, right? Rapidash was essentially my ace. And then, I got to frickin', President Rose. And it's
Chairman Rose.
You might be right. But still, it was one of those, it's like, okay, I'm fine. Water can take out Steel type, right? And then he threw out, like, frickin' Ferrothorn. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to compensate a lot.
You constantly bench your starter, and you're like, Inteleon,
I don't constantly, I hardly ever bench my starter. It's only been the past 2 games. I think those are the only times I ever frickin' bench my starter.
You're like, Inteleon, this guy stays on.
I mean, I like him enough. He's not my favorite, but I don't have hatred for him like you do.
All 3 of those stars are so ugly. They started off so cute. The first ones are so cute.
I'm fine with all of them. They're, to quote the children of today, they're mid, right? Like, I'm not in love with them, but I'm not just like, why do you exist? Fuck you.
I think it's like the thing why you hated Blaziken for so long, where you're like, it looks like a Digimon. For me, it's like, they're all wearing clothes, they all have props, they're all standing up like
I don't think
humans.
I ever hated Blaziken, I just was like, he's really weird to me.
Oh, I thought when I was younger, you were like, Blaziken, that man's ugly and deserves to die. And I was like,
maybe I did.
I kinda like him, though.
I do know that I was a little irritated when they're like, you bought the game early, you get a special boy Blaziken. I'm just like, I chose Swampert. Thank you.
I used that Blaziken in my X and Y.
I bet you frickin' did. It had frickin' speed boost.
It was good.
It was broken as hell.